Hey everyone, and welcome to my craft room. A little bit earlier today because I realise I've got my work Christmas dinner tonight, so it's going to take me at least the next few hours to make myself beautiful, so to speak. A bit of a job these days. As we get older, things don't quite go into place as well as they once did. But anyway, all good. Just want to go and have a good time with my workmates. Anyway, so as I say, let's have a good time here first. So I can show you another project in my 12 Days of Christmas project challenge. So we're up to day 8. To be honest, I didn't think I was going to get this far, but hey, I've managed to get through to day 8. So today I'm going to do some party decorations. I was thinking sort of in the lines of what do we do a lot of this time of year? It's partying and Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve parties, birthdays and things that happen throughout the year. So I thought today I would show us to do a couple of styles of decoration, of invitations for parties. Of course, there's a bit of a Christmas theme there as well. So I'm using this stamp set here. It's the So Inviting photopolymer stamp set. This one is coming in the upcoming occasions, the mini catalogue. And I, for one, was so excited when I saw this in the new catalogue. I just had to buy it during pre-order. I do a lot of orders through my online store, and I'm always asked by people whether I can do them invitations, and up till now I haven't had a decent stamp to do the date, time, place and RSVP. So this one is absolutely perfect. So if you do a lot of invitations or you've got a big event coming up, I suggest you buy this one as soon as it comes available to customers on the 3rd of January. Anyway, so I'll just show you what it actually has. It's got You're Invited and Save the Date, which are obviously sort of like for the invitation phase. We've got Join Us For, so then you could put a wedding or whatever, or Join Us to Celebrate. And then we've also got a Thank You. So you could probably do, with the same style of writing, you can do your invitations and then you could do your thank you notes as well, which I think is really nice, so you keep the theme going. So this time I'm actually using You're Invited and these awesome date, time, place and RSVP here. So obviously then you have to handwrite those details in for your special occasion, but hey, if you've got nice handwriting, find someone with nice handwriting that's not me, you can get those done quite nicely. They've got some nice sort of filigree bits here as well, so I might pop one of those on one of the cards that I make. Hey May, hey Susan, thanks for joining me. Yes, I hope I have a good time too. I haven't been to a Christmas party for a few years, but I thought this year I should make an appearance. Anyway, so let's get started. As I say, I've got 2 styles of invitations that I'm going to show you. The first one is based on a series of circles. These things are also used for gift card holders, so you can sort of use it either way. I'll show you a couple that I've made already, and then we can make one that's slightly different. I've made 2 different styles of this one. So basically you're using 4 circles of designer series paper, and you put them so they overlap in the middle and fold them in half and sort of interlace them. And so I've sealed this one with a ribbon, but it does seem to stay together quite well. Excuse me, I've tied that in a bit of a bow. You guys know me and my bows. Okay, so I've got a bit of a bow happening there, but I mean you wouldn't need the bow. If you were posting these, you wouldn't need the bow. The circles sort of overlap each other and keep them in a sort of a down position pretty well. You open them up and there we have the You're Invited. So I've got that on some Whisper white cardstock in there with a backing in the cherry cobbler, which goes beautifully with this. This is the Christmas Time Is Coming, or Christmas Time Is Here designer series paper, which I absolutely adore. Anyway, so that's one. So that's sort of like, you could use that for anything. That's sort of like a New Year's or a birthday or anything, that one. The other one I've made also has a ribbon on it, and it's using the Christmas Gleaming designer series paper. So this is particularly a Christmas one. Again, we've got our circles, and you open it up and you've got your "You're Invited" inside. So I think if you were making a lot of these, you might be best to write on it before you stick this down. I don't know how you'd go with the circles, might get in the way, but anyway, that's something there. So when you close them up again, you basically go, she's got to get it right, you go over, under, and then this one tucks under there. So you do have to be a little bit forceful with that last one. So there we go. So what I'll do is I've got another one here that I will make, and I'll show you how I've made it and give you the measurements. As again, usually I'll put the measurements in my in the comments. So I've set up the "You're Invited" and the various details stamp here in my Stamparatus. I thought it was a good idea if you were, say, doing a lot of them, you could get them in your Stamparatus and basically just go crazy stamping as you go. So I'll show you there. Basically, as you can see, I've got the "You're Invited" and the dates, the details there. So I'll pop that aside until I need it. So I thought this one I would make with our beautiful Good Morning Magnolia Designer Series paper, and I thought this one would be perfect, say, if you were doing them for a wedding or a bridal shower or something like that, something where you need this beautiful soft petal pink colours. Okay, so what we've got, as I say, you've got 4 squares. So I've picked 2 sort of matching papers. We've got the stripes and the beautiful magnolias, and these are basically 4-inch diameter circles. So basically I've just found myself a cup or a bowl or a Pyrex mug or something like that with the diameter that I want, and I've circled it and then I've cut them out. So you can do that if you have a punch or some sort of cutting system that cuts you those in the right size, go for that as well. But you can resort to cutting them out if you need to. So here I've got 4 of those. So I've got 4, as I say, in the 2 different sorts. I have a couple of panels of petal pink, of course, to go with our beautiful designer series paper. I've got one that's moderate, so these are with our 4-inch circles. So everything revolves around 4 inches. So 4-inch circles and that is a 4x4 square of petal pink. And this one is slightly smaller. This one is 3 7/8 panel of petal pink. And then I've got my Whisper White, which is what I'm going to do my stamping on. And that is, what is it, Julianne? That is 3 3/4. So what's actually going to happen is that is going to fit in the middle of one of these, this one, and going to be in the middle of our little invitation. So I might as well start. What I might do first of all is stamp that up with our details. So I can bring my Stamparatus back in. Okay, so I've set this up so that I know where I have to put a piece of paper, pretty much smack bang in the middle of that 4x4 square there. I'm just going to use Memento Black. Just stamp that up. Oops, forgive the wobbling. As I said, I think it's actually my floor, which is not much I can do about it until I can take over one of the kids' bedrooms for my new stamp room, which hopefully one day they might leave home. There we go. So as you can see, that's really quite nice. It's sort of delicate. It's got the nice sort of a lot of good space there for you to write. And as I say, I have been waiting for this stamp set for so long. Anyway, so that's our one. As you can imagine it would be, if you had your squares all lined up, you can just go the next one, the next one, the next one. You can pound them out, quite quickly to do multiple invitations. Okay, so what we will do then is grab the appropriate sized, I'm going to get them right because they're both so close together, the one that's only slightly smaller, so there, and we'll glue that on. And this is going to be inside the flap of our invitation. There we go. As I say, we're going to be making, summer is a big time of year for weddings, christenings, all those birthdays. Forgot birthdays, goodness. How could I forget birthdays? Lots of times of the year where we want to do something a little bit special. I'm just trying to find my rubber, my eraser. It seems to have gone missing. I've got a little bit of a glue splodge there. Anyway, it's okay. We'll come back to that when we're done. Where are you, rubber? Okay, cool. So we'll just leave that. So what then now, we'll get our series of circles, and I say they're 4 inches, and I've just folded them in half. And we're going to position them around the edges of our stamped invite, sort of opposite each other. So you can see they line up pretty much exactly. So they're 4-inch square panels, and my circles are 4 inches in diameter. So what I'm going to do is actually just put some glue on the bottom semicircle, on the bottom half of the circle, and position it just like that, and line them up. So it's fairly important that you line up the edges of your circle with the edges of your invite, or the next one isn't going to fit properly, if that makes sense. If you've got that one sticking out too far, the one that I'm then going to put here won't fit snugly. It'll sort of go out of square, and it'll get worse and worse and worse as you go. So we don't want that. We want it to fit nice and snugly. And then this one, and again line it up as well as you can, just like that. And then we'll get our other stripy one, a bit of glue, pop that one on there. I seem to be getting further and further away from strictly speaking Christmas cards in this, but you know, if you guys are anything like me, you've just about Christmas carded out, so it's time to look a little bit further afield to the new year and beyond. Okay, so this is just our last one. I just adore this. I'm not a pink person as a rule, but I just love this petal pink in this paper, and thankfully it comes in that big bulk pack that if you're making lots of these and you choose the ones that are in the bulk pack, you can basically make a whole wedding party's worth of invitations if you wanted to. So there we are, we have our circles, and it looks pretty on the inside too, doesn't it? I think that's just glorious. So as I say, you fold it up, you go above, 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 and then you just fold this up and tuck that one without bending it as much as you can. Tuck it under, and you've got that closing down. Okay, so on the back, it looks a bit, you know, it looks all right, but it just looks a bit manky. So what I've done is that's why I've got the second panel of petal pink, and I'm just going to pop that over there just to make it look a little bit neater. That's basically all the back one is. I suppose you could stamp it. You could put a sentiment or something on there. That would work quite well. Something about the event that you're hosting, or even write the name of the people you're giving the invitation to. That might work as well if you've got specific invitations for specific people. So that just makes it a little bit cleaner on the back, in my opinion, as well. And so there we have it. There is our invitation for a garden party or a bridal shower or a birthday, something pretty special. And what you could do as well, as I did with the others, you can seal it with a ribbon. Oh, and of course, we have the perfect ribbon, if I can find it. It's probably at the bottom of a pile of other ribbons. Oh, here it is. We've got our perfect ribbon here with the petal pink striped ribbon, organdy striped ribbon. Basically just wrap that around and bow or tie, depending how you are with your bows. You guys know me, not particularly talented in the bow department, but just for you I'll give it a go. So basically bring it around, keep it firm with your finger, and Need a bit more of a tag there. And everyone says make it with rabbit ears, but to believe me, I have tried both ways and I am equally as untalented with the rabbit ears method of bow tying. Actually, the other day I did one quite successfully where I actually just tied a little tied that knot there and then just did the bow, so I don't have to hang on to everything. I think it's the hanging on to everything that challenges me. So there. Help me! It's the plague of having sons. I never had to do bows. Anyway. Use your imagination. That's got a bow. She just gets sick of it after a while. I will do that bow and I will put it into the pictures, I promise. I will do that bow. Okay, so that's that little invitation. I don't know what, I think I quite like that. That's something a little bit different. Ended up taking it off anyway, haven't I? So they are, I think they are quite nice for something a little bit different. We've got our Christmas ones and our sort of floral feminine ones. So the second invitation I'm going to show you is, I think, pretty special. It's got a fair bit of bling action happening and a fair bit of gold, and hopefully you'll like it. As well, it could be used as a gift card holder if that's what you wanted to do instead. It's a fairly versatile sort of style. Anyway, I'll just fold these up. There we go. So I hope you like those. Hey Chris, thanks for watching. Okay, so the second one I'm going to make is more of a traditional sort of fold out envelope style. I've just designed this and made the pieces on the run, so I haven't got a already made one to show you, but you'll have to stay around to the end to see how it turns out. I've got a piece of, I'm going to use this beautiful Christmas Time Is Here paper as well, so the beautiful sort of gold embossed netting sort of pattern, and I've got a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and I have cut that to, she has to remind herself, 9 inches by 5.5 inches, and I have scored it at 3 inches and 2 inches, so 3 and 7, I suppose, if you take it there, for 2 inches from that end and 3 inches from that end. And so basically it folds over like a little, sort of like a little folder there, like a little gate card almost, but we're going to be doing it on the side. And I think then you can basically work out where I'm going from there. I've got some gold foil, Whitwell, this is very special, that's been cut 1/4 inch smaller, and then I've got our beautiful designer series paper which has been cut 1/8 inch smaller again, so you've got just a tiny gold edge. Okay, so I might as well put those on because I've already given away the surprise there. So the gold goes on first. Of course, if you like to save your gold foil, because I know it's not cheap, you can use a die to cut out the central section and then use that on another project. But because I'm only making the one to show you guys, I'm going to be a bit extravagant and use the whole bit. So you should be very honoured as I'm using my gold foil on you. Okay, so then our designer series paper, just on there. You might find it, you need a little bit more glue to make the designer series paper stick to the gold foil, because obviously the gold foil is very shiny and it will move a bit, so make sure it's in the right place before you give up, because sometimes you'll put it there and it'll run and you'll think, I didn't put that there, I put it somewhere else. But anyway, so our bottom part, so oh yeah, the second part is basically 1 3/4 inches wide, the same length, so basically a 1/4 of an inch smaller than our bottom panel, and then I've got a correspondingly smaller piece of the designer series paper. There we go, so that one's on there. Just hold that in place till the glue goes off a little bit. Okay, so that's fundamentally the outside of our invitation, and you can see that once I've got this piece of card here that's going to fit perfectly in the middle, it's opened up, and there you are, there's your invitation. So I will just stamp that panel with our party details. I've got this here. I have to position this because I didn't actually put this. I put this in the position for my first one and not for my second one. So I suppose we want it sort of not quite central but straight. So I'll pop it there. And again, I'm just going to use Tuxedo Black. Something really special, you know what you could do? You could gold emboss it. Oh, wish I'd thought of that before. Anyway, you could gold emboss your words inside. That would be very special. Anyway, we'll might actually take that up a little bit. Just seems a little bit high. Just bear with me. Not too much. Yep, that's better. As I said, I was waiting and waiting for this. As soon as I saw it, this stamp set, I just had to grab it. So anyone who watches my online store will see some invitations appear very soon. So there we have our stamped inside inner thing. We'll chuck that in here. And I mean, you can put as much or as little of decoration on that inside panel as you want. You can stamp it up, you can leave it plain like this. I think it's nice plain, just sort of understated, but you could bring in the beautiful, where are they? Bring in the swirls and the curls from the stamp set, put them around. Needed my rubber because I've got glue on there as well. Man, my glue, oh my goodness. Anyway, I'll find the rubber when I find it, and I'll rub off those glue bits. Okay, so that is basically that one. Now you write in there, open it up. What a beautiful, elegant invitation. To keep it closed, obviously, it's going to pop open. I did make myself a little belly band, or I made a little belly band for it. So basically the belly band is a strip of cherry cobbler. It's an inch wide, and it's because this end thing here that's 4 inches wide. So basically it wraps around. So I think it's 4 1/8 by 4 1/8, and then a little bit for the tag. So you have to make it slightly bigger than your card, because obviously your card has got depth to it, so it needs to be bigger so it slips on properly. I'll show you there. There we go. So we've got a little belly band there that can hold it closed, which is a bit special as well. And I've also seen them, you can decorate the belly band, get a circle of white, put a stamp or some sort of ornament or an embellishment on there, but I think I'm going to leave that one just plain. So that's my other style of invitation. Very special, probably for the royal wedding or something like that. Very elegant Christmas party or something. That one would be perfect. Anyway, so that's really all I wanted to show you guys today. I hope you have enjoyed these little invitations that I've made. I promise I will do the bow on that one and put in a picture just so you can see that I can do a bow. Actually, I might get my daughter-in-law to do the bow, given that I struggle. Yeah, so that is day 8 of my 12 days of Christmas projects challenge. If you like this stamp set, as I say, will be available to customers on the 3rd of January. So, if you're interested in ordering it and you don't have a demonstrator, just drop me a line and I'll help you order. It's very handy, and I think it'll get a lot of use, especially if you've got kids getting married and stuff like that in the near future. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks to everyone who sticks it out on the replay, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great Friday, and I'll chat soon. Okay, bye.